how does a city build brand equity today?
A city's brand is definitely a complicated size. It's not just one thing. It's a combination of the people living there, the things happening there, the plans, the strategies, the activities. So brand equity from a city scene, from our point of view, is very much based on the collective, the sum of everything. And it's our job to kind of cut that up into pieces that are understandable and communicatable. And that's what we try to do.
But looking at traditional marketing, what media, what budget does it take to build a city brand?
I think you can get different answers on that question depending on which city you ask. In Copenhagen, it's very important for us that we communicate something that's real. If you walk down one of our main streets and you stop 10 people and ask them what's the brand of Copenhagen, they're all going to give you a different story because it's very much an experience of a city. It's an experience as a traveler coming to a city. It can be framed from coming as a business traveler or coming to visit your old friend from high school. Or it's a very kind of complex picture that frames what people expect from the city and what they take with them when they leave. What we do try to is actually create a core that's real, that's based on what Copenhagen is and what the Copenhageners do and how we live here. Because taking that point of view is a framework that we can build on. It's true, it's something that people see when they get here and experience for themselves. So that's what we try to do, and you can't really buy your way into that, you have to do it.
So how has brand building of cities changed over the years?
We've seen a dramatic change in the way that organizations and public organizations have gone into this field. When we're looking back at things, there was a tendency to kind of form these big political, strategically funded projects that usually ended up with a logo, and everyone pointed at the logo and said, "This is the brand." But it didn't really correspond with what was actually the city, what was happening, how the people living in the city corresponded. We've seen examples of that in Copenhagen as well. We've had several attempts to have kind of a visual brand of the city that we wanted to communicate. But today we work primarily with storytelling that comes from a core of stories that is the brand.
Can you come with some examples of how you work with storytelling?
Sure. Storytelling today from a city point of view is very much a question of being able to transform the reality, not inventing stuff that isn't there, but actually transforming the reality from what's happening in the city, or bike culture, the totally natural tendency that Copenhageners have to bike everywhere. It's a fantastic story, and it's a very exotic story. And every time we use it, every time we see it published in international magazines, it's always kind of presented as a very big thing. And it's completely natural to us. That's a fantastic story. And being able to take that story and cut it into bits and pieces and put it out to the market, tell this story through PR, through social platforms where people have an interest in bike culture, and not just pushing everything. That's very much, I think, the job for us. Collecting great stories and being able to transform them into bits that people can understand and put them into context, which is important for us.